the housing market is on fire right now here in Arizona, but before you buy or sell a home, you might want to listen because there's some legal information you should know. And Robert here, Rotella, did I say it right?
You got it.
I like that. Is here with us because, again, people are out there, boom, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. But they sometimes don't look at the fine print. They sometimes don't realize what a buyer or seller needs to do legally, and it can get them in trouble. Am I right here?
Absolutely, and that's what we're seeing right now. Is it's a hot market to buy houses. We see that there's been a median increase in the value of the homes in the valley in the last year. If you look at Zillow.com, they're talking about 11.6% increase, and they're looking at a 6% increase for the remainder of the year. So, as a lawyer, we get a lot of phone calls. I got a lot of friends who call me and say, "Rob, we're buying a home, we're selling a home. What should we do?" I say, hey, there's a few things you got to do. First, if you're buying a home, if you're buying a new home, look for the home builder on the website for the Arizona Department of Real Estate.
Yeah.
Check out to see if there's any complaints, any citations. If you're buying a home from a seller who it's a used home, you want to be able to look up the contractors that you think they may have worked on the home, and you'll learn that through the seller property disclosure statement.
Right.
You know, in every transaction, there's a purchase sale agreement. The Arizona Association of Realtors requires sellers to put forth a seller property disclosure statement.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's called, well, it's called a SPUDS.
Yeah.
That's the acronym. And put simply, the seller is required in Arizona to disclose all material terms concerning the sale of the home. This involves termite damage, anything involving water leaks, plumbing leaks, flooding, air conditioning, heating units that aren't working, or the utilities that have been under repair. So you want to pay particular and specific attention to that SPUDS.
So let me ask you this, Robert. So if that is listed there and there are problems, does the home seller have to take care of them, or does the home buyer take care of them, or do they negotiate that?
Well, that's the key. So if the seller is being honest and truthful, they'll disclose all the material, all the relevant, important terms that are important to a home buyer in buying their home. It's incumbent upon the buyer then to look and inspect and determine whether or not that's being truthful or not.
Yeah.
So they hire home inspectors. We all do.
Yeah, and that does it. Okay, let me ask you this question, because I know people love those quick sales, and I have to say I did take a real estate class.
Excellent.
And mortgage class, which is kind of cool. But about cash, because so many people are running here with cash, and they think that you give me the cash today, I give you the house literally tomorrow. Not true, right?
In my experience, no. I mean, there's an escrow process. They put the money into escrow. It's usually a 30-day close, and that's where this back and forth takes place. You get a purchase seller agreement, you get the seller disclosure statement, you do your inspection. Now, it runs fast. It's 5 days. There's time limits, and you get your chance to do your due diligence and have an inspector. I also caution the public, go to the Board of Technical Registration website, btr.org. At least I believe that's what it is. And look at the inspectors.
Yeah.
Because what I've run into is inspectors have limitation of liability clauses, usually to the tune of the amount of the actual contract, $500. If they miss something, they're going to claim that we're not liable. We're only liable up to $500.
Yeah. Okay, you said something right there. So after I've bought the house, we did everything, do I have legal rights to kind of like come back to that seller and kind of like go, dude, you sold me a pretty much a lemon after you told me all this, but they go, well, dude, you signed the papers, I'm out.
That's funny you say that, because that's exactly, well, that's why I have a job. That's what I do. Sellers come to me and say, hey, listen, I bought this house. Lemon is a perfect example. I say, you bought a car accident. It's now time to fix that. Let's look at what they disclosed. Let's look at what your inspector found, and let's figure out who we have to go after.
So, I love it. Robert, tell them where they can get a hold of you.
Get a hold of me at robert@rsnlawaz.com. The law firm is Rotella, Sipton, Nash. We have a website, rsnlawaz.com.
All right, we'll talk on the break. All right, just make sure I got my stuff. All right.
Thanks.
Well, thank you, Rob.
Absolutely.
Hey.